I'm sure you've noticed driving around town that there's clearly an overabundance of small and mid-sized family SUVs with these off-road adventure-oriented trims. Names like Trail Sport, XRT, Woodland, and Rock Creek, to name a few. Black plastic cladding along their sides and big meaty tires make these cars look like they're ready to tackle the great outdoors. But do they really have what it takes? Why has this type of car trim become so popular in today's market? We'll take a look today on Cars Considered. Historically, there's always been a market for off-road SUVs, products from Jeep, Land Rover, or Toyota that have really had what it takes to conquer the great outdoors. But in recent years, we've seen this growing movement across manufacturers to develop off-road oriented trims of otherwise normal car-based family SUVs. Body-on-frame SUVs like the Jeep Wrangler or the Toyota 4Runner have engineered four-wheel drive systems and mechanical underpinnings to really handle rocky terrain, water, and other off-road elements. And that doesn't really exist in the unibody platform SUVs that are car-based that we see in most of today's family-oriented small and mid-sized SUV marketplace. The reality is people are not buying a Honda Passport Trail Sport or a Nissan Pathfinder Rock Creek to go off-roading. People who are going off-roading are driving a Land Rover or a Ford Bronco or a Jeep Wrangler. People are buying these cars because of the aesthetics and the cosmetics of it. There's a stigma about driving a boring crossover or family car. Whether it's a minivan or your mid-size or small typical family SUV, it's boring. It's not exciting. They all look the same. So by having these off-road trims available, it creates something to make these cars look a little more unique and a little more exciting. Even though nothing's really changing with the car itself, it's purely a cosmetic change. But in today's market, it seems like this is worth it to so many people who are buying these cars. And it seems to be the driving factor that people want adventure. They want rugged. They want things that are more exciting. And you see this in many other aspects of society beyond the automotive industry. I think that some of this rise in the outdoors and adventure enthusiasm that we see across society sort of coincides with when the pandemic happened in 2020 and the time after that. We've seen a significant increase in visitors to national parks, people playing golf, people going hiking, people going mountain biking. A lot of outdoor activities have really increased over the last several years among the general public. And I think that we definitely see that the rise in these trims and the rise in outdoor activity among people who maybe had not engaged in that sort of thing previously kind of coincides at the same time. And I noticed just from my own experience being an avid hiker and national park goer, there's definitely much bigger crowds and more people embracing those sort of hobbies. And for a lot of people, this type of vehicle, even if it's just the aesthetic of it, seems to align with that type of lifestyle and those activities that people and their families may be partaking in. So let's take a look at one of these examples, the Nissan Pathfinder Rock Creek, and we're going to go ahead and compare it to the Pathfinder SV, which is a more volume-selling mass market model of the Pathfinder. So right off the bat, looking at the front of these cars, you can see there are some clear cosmetic differences to differentiate the mass market SV from the Rock Creek trim. And you can see the black grille is a little different in the Rock Creek, a little more rugged looking. You've got black plastic cladding along the front bumper in the Rock Creek. You've got Meteor off-road all-terrain style tires that are blacked out as well. And you've got different roof racks on the Rock Creek as compared to the SV as well. So you can see there are definitely some major cosmetic differences, but everything under these cars, the engine, the horsepower, everything is essentially the same. The Rock Creek does carry about a $5,000 premium over the SV. So at the end of the day, one shopping the Pathfinder would have to make the determination, are these cosmetics really worth the $5,000 upcharge? Maybe a little more capability with those tires for soft roading, maybe going through some dirt roads and paths and things like that, maybe driving through the beach. But it's, again, this is not a true off-roader that's going to be scaling rocks and performing at the level of cars like the 4Runner might, or the old Land Cruiser might. Let's go ahead and take a look at another example, this one being the Subaru CrossTrek, which is Subaru's subcompact SUV. Goes against cars like the Mazda CX-30, the Toyota Corolla Cross, and the Honda HR-V. And you'll notice a lot of the same design characteristics and aesthetics that we saw on the Pathfinder Rock Creek carry over here onto the CrossTrek Wilderness trim. You've got obviously your CrossTrek badging, nice and big on the side, a lot of plastic cladding along the side of the vehicle and around the tires. Obviously your blacked out wheels as well, and different roof racks. So a lot of the same cosmetics, again, that we see on the Rock Creek models, we see again here on Subaru's Wilderness models as well. So is it worth the price premium to go with one of these off-road trims of what otherwise is a mass market, small or mid-size family SUV? Now obviously there are some increases in capability, notably with different tires being equipped on these vehicles, but largely these are cosmetic packages, and much of the underpinning of each of these cars and the mechanicals remain the same. So is it worth the price increase? Be curious to know what you think. Please let me know in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and thanks again for watching.